Hello, and welcome to Digital Publishing Online. And this is Lisa Gabrielle. And this is a multi part series on how to set up your pages for the Type Variations book. In this video, I'm going to review with you how to um, start with InDesign. I'm going to kind of go over the basics of the interface itself, as well as how I'd like to kind of get you to set up your application so that you can start working on this book project. So I'm in the last video I went over this example with you, but I'm going to leave it up here because I may refer to it several times in the process. I'm also got some other examples here that I'm going to be referring to, but right now what I'd like for you to do is to crack open InDesign, and we're going to go over some of the pre-start setup features for InDesign. Okay, so the first thing to be aware of in InDesign is it's a matter of preference, is the overall color of your interface, which is this area out here, all of these menus, your toolbars, your panels, and you can actually determine what color those are going to be. More than likely, if you've just launched InDesign right now, your interface does not look like what you see on my screen right now, because what I've done is I've adjusted the interface because I prefer my interface to look light gray. Your interface, however, may look dark right now. If you would like to change that and you'd like to match what I have, or if you'd like to at least lighten it or make it a bit darker, there is a toggle for that, and that is located under the InDesign area. If you pull this little drop down and you pull over to Preferences and go to Interface, it brings up this window here, and the first option at the very top is called Appearance. You have an option here for color theme. Now, right now I have it set to light. You may be looking at something that is like this on your screen right now, and you might like that. That might be fine with you, but I prefer mine to be light. You can go medium dark if you want to go a little lighter than that heavy dark interface. I prefer mine to be light, so I'm going back to the light um, option. And this is just a matter of preference. So I just wanted you to know if you wanted to change that and toggle back and forth from light to dark, that's where you do it. The other thing we're going to adjust in here, so let's not click out, let's not OK our preferences just yet, is a setting that is going to be very helpful, and that's for measuring and the units of measurement that you're going to use within the program InDesign. Now, there may be several of you out there who use other measurement systems besides inches, but in the US, we use inches, and we're going to use inches in this class. So I'm going to recommend that you change your units of measurement within the application to inches. And the way to do that is over here along the left in this column of preferences, you're going to find the option called um, units and increments. Just down a couple here on the left, units and increments. And over here where it says horizontal and vertical, this is in reference to your ruler. So basically you're changing this ruler across the top and down the left side here. See this ruler across the top and down the left here? That's the ruler you're changing. And you're going to change it to inches, because I'm going to be instructing this class in inches and I will be talking in inches. Now, if you prefer to use millimeters, I have a lot of students, European students or students from Mexico that want millimeters. You can change it to millimeters, and that's fine. But I will be instructing in inches. Okay. All right. So those are the two parameters that I recommend, the inches ruler and the interface adjustment based on your preference. So go ahead and say OK and save that. Okay. Now, the nice thing about that is that now you've got that preference set. So all documents that you create after this change will be in those new preferences. Those new preferences will apply to any new documents. Okay. All right. So we've got that finished. The other thing I'd like to talk about is some of the tool areas and some of the different panels you'll be using right off the bat. If you haven't already noticed, you have a toolbar in InDesign that's located over to the left here. And in that toolbar, you have this double arrow. And if you click that double arrow, you can change the type, the display of that toolbar. It'll go from across the top to a double column to a single column down the left. So you can choose, again, this is a matter of preferences of how you like your toolbar to be presented. I personally prefer the double column, the two column toolbar myself. It's kind of old school, but that's what I like. If you prefer the one across the top or down the left-hand column, that's fine. You can set it however you'd like. I'm going to have mine set this way. Okay. All right. That's a pretty handy thing there. This tool panel also moves around and you can, put it next to you while you're working. You can dock it back over here if you'd like. The other thing that is handy is the Pages panel, and that's what's located over here. If Pages panel is not showing up, you might be looking at something like this, possibly at home. If I put myself back to, let's see, yeah, you might be looking at something like this at home, or you might be looking at something like this. Once you click on Pages, Pages will fly out. This double arrow here will change the way this is viewed. You could look at it like this. It's kind of like the same thing as this over here. These double arrows, each time you click them, you'll get a different view of all your panels and the way they're stacked up. The Pages panel is right here. If you're here and the Pages panel is not listed here and it's not listed when you fly out these double arrows, then you will have to come over to Windows and bring up the Pages panel from here. If you're lost, if you're completely lost and you can't get the Pages panel whatsoever, then you can come up here and go to Workspace, and you could reset the Essentials workspace, and that will clear out any parameters that you've set for any of your panels and take you back to the default, like as if you just launched the program or just opened it for the first time. Okay, so if you can't follow along what I just showed you there and your panels don't look like mine, you can come over here to Window and do a reset, and that will reset all your panels back to the default, and you should be able to find the panels I'm recommending you find, such as your Pages panel and your toolbar and such. Okay, so your Pages panel is pretty important. As I showed you in another previous video, the top half of your Pages panel is dedicated to master pages. The bottom half of your Pages panel are your actual individual pages that you work on within your document. So if I just double clicked page 1 here and noticed if I wanted to get to work on page 1, I can come in here and I can select these text blocks and move them around. I can move this, over here. I can take that off or whatever. Command Z. I'm using Command Z to put those back. And you can kind of see, you can click through your different pages here in the Pages panel. Okay. Let's see. The Pages panel, across the top is the Control panel. And a lot of times this Control panel is interactive in that whatever you're clicked on in your page itself, this panel at the top will change or can change or might change. So it has many different properties. Another thing to keep in mind about the top panel here, the Control panel, is if you're using, and again, I'm going to refer to a couple tools over here. The most common tools you're going to use probably right off the bat are going to be the one I'm selected on right now, which is your selection tool. And when you're selected on that, you can actually individually select items on your page. Unless they're on the master page, then they're locked. Okay. The other tool you're going to be using a lot for this first project is the type tool. And when you select the type tool, notice at the top that the control panel will change between, it'll have two levels. The first level will be the A level, which is the character level. And that's indicated by the letter A. And if you call attention to the upper left-hand corner of your screen, you'll see the A here. That's all the character formatting. So individual letters within your designs, you can modify and apply settings to them in this level. In the second level here, it's related to paragraph modifications. So anytime you want to change things such as justification, like if you wanted to make this text centered or flush right, rag left, you can do that using your paragraph settings over here. Okay, so the second level of this tool panel, and that's only when you're selected on the type tool. Okay, you get two levels to this control panel at the top. The first level being the character level, where you can adjust individual characters within your design, and then the second level being your paragraph level. That allows you to adjust text and different parameters associated with paragraphs. Okay, so let's see. Those are pretty much the most popular areas of your InDesign interface that you're going to use probably right off the bat on this first project. So I'm going to try and keep these videos short, so I'm going to go ahead and make another video to get started on the next phase.